Okay, so my, wait, why is it timing? Oh, okay, my, it's California versus Greenwood, and it has to do with the, the Fourth Amendment, which is, like, keeping you protected. So the question is that, did the warrantless search and seizure of Greenwood's garbage violate the Fourth Amendment search and seizure guarantee? And the answer is no. I'll get into that in more slides. Okay, so some background information. Local police suspected Billy Greenwood of dealing drugs from his home, but they didn't have any evidence to continue the search to his home. And then in 1984, he was arrested on narcotics charges. So after searching through his trash, police found evidence of drug use, which was then used to obtain a search warrant. And during the search, they found some illegal substances, which he was then arrested on. So Greenwood left the bags out for the trash on the curb, just like you would put your trash out. And the police didn't have a search warrant to search the trash, but they did get permission from the trash collector to go through it. That's not really a good search warrant. So the issue is that under the Fourth Amendment, to conduct a search, the police either need a probable cause consent or a search warrant, and they didn't have any of these in Billy Greenwood's case. So Greenwood's lawyers appealed his conviction, and they argued that the police had no right to search through the trash bags. Therefore, the evidence found in the trash shouldn't have been admitted in the trial. And two advocates for the case were Michael J. Pear, who argued the cause for the petitioner, which was California, and the other one was Michael Ian Gary, who was appointed by the court to argue for the respondent, who was Greenwood. So the state of California said that the police did not conduct a search by definition of law. A search is government intrusion with reasonable expectation of privacy. And they said that Greenwood threw away the evidence with no reasonable expectation of privacy. So they also noted that the police cannot be expected to ignore criminal activity that can be observed by any member of the public. So anyone could go through the trash. Okay, so Greenwood's lawyers said that Greenwood did have a reasonable expectation of privacy on the trash bags. Therefore, the police did conduct a search, which they did not have the right to do. And there's a little cartoon. And two important dates was that it was argued Monday, January 11th, 1988, and it was decided Monday, May 16th, 1988, so it took about 5 months. Okay, so the California Supreme Court dismissed the charges that, on the ground that the search was unconstitutional. And the Supreme Court of California refused to hear the appeal, but the U.S. Supreme Court granted certiorari, and so they got to deal with the case. And certiorari is an order from the Supreme Court, so the lower courts to deliver its records in a case so that the higher court can review it. So it kind of like just goes over the lower court so the higher court can deal with it. So by a 6-2 vote, the court decided that under the Fourth Amendment, no warrant was necessary to search through the trash bags because he had no reasonable expectation to privacy. So once he put the trash out, it was kind of free game. So the court believed it to be common knowledge that garbage on the side of the road is available to animals, children, and snoops. That was like in the argument, they used the word snoops. So anyone can go through your trash. So the final decision reversed the California Court of Appeals decision and ruled that the Fourth Amendment does not prohibit the warrantless search and seizure of garbage placed on the curb for collection. Okay, so a similar case is People versus Krivda from 1971. A man was previously arrested for narcotics, and he was arrested again because the police went through his trash and found marijuana stems, and the people won in that case. And another similar case was United States versus Calandra from 1974. Federal agents searched through his office and found a document that suggested he was receiving payments from an extortion victim, and Calandra won in that case. And that's it.
Okay.